Okay, so full disclaimer before you watch this next video. It's my Supernatural video. My rankings. It took me a long time to edit. It's not edited very well. So there will be a few things in that you won't. You'll notice a few little blips here and there. But that's the video you're about to see. I'm currently route tracking for when I do my 10,000 calories, losing 20,000 calories in 24 hours. So yeah, that's why this intro is a bit rough. But I'm out of breath a little bit. So just just understand the video you're about to see is not well edited, and I may just change the way. So enjoy, and let's get on with it.
Hello, welcome to Scrivosphere. I'm Ryan, your humble host. Anyway, so what is today's video? Well, it's finally here. Supernatural. That's right. So, my rankings. How am I doing my rankings? Well, let me start off by saying it is not a worst to best. It is a best to better video. So yeah, let's get started with number 15. Now, number 15 is season 12. Now, what is my problem with season 12? Season 12, it has the many letters, which is a very weak villain of the year style thing that they do. For me, it is not a strong season. The season finales were good. I say finales because there were two parts to it. You have the whole many letters. Let's get rid of them. One episode before the last, and then the last episode is when Jack is born. Alternate universe, stuff like that. Crowley's last episode. Castiel dies. Mary is lost in the other world with Lucifer, of all people. So, yeah. So you get some really good. The season finales for me are some of the top season finales. But the Men of Letters storyline is weak. You get some good episodes in this season. I believe Scooby Natural's in this season. So you get some good seasons and some bad seasons. So yeah, that's why that's at season. That's why that's at the bottom. So I'm going to move on to number 14 on my list, and I think a lot of people will agree with me here that season 6 is a weak season. It's not the worst, as I say. There's no worst season. There's not a season that I won't sit through. For me, season 6 has a lot of good episodes in it. You know, you've got the French Mistake in there. So you got Changing Generals isn't in there. That's season 5. Sorry. So yeah. So there's some strong episodes in season 6, but for me, it's such a departure from the 1 to 5 season that we got. You know, you can sense it when you're watching it. But it keeps the tone. You feel like you're still watching the same show, but it's been revamped a bit. So yeah, that's the reason why I give season 6 my number 14 spot. The finale of season 6, you know, Castiel trying to gain the souls. You know, it got stronger as it got along. Like, I think that episode that hit with Castiel talking about why he's done what he's done. You know, Sam and Dean and Bobby finding it out that Castiel's gone to the dark side, to a sense, and that backfiring on Castiel. That, to me, is one of the best storylines that I've seen in the whole series. And I loved how it played out. But for me, as I say, it's just jarring. I've recently watched up to season 8. I'm currently on season 8 of my rewatch. But don't worry, I know enough to do my list. I've watched it before. God knows how many times. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of weak spots in season 6, but a lot of good spots as well. So, moving on to season 13. Now, these next two seasons feels like it's the hardest to remember, especially after season 11 and 12. You know, I can remember season 12 because of the Men and Letters, because I don't like Men and Letters. But and I remember season 11 because of Amara. So, so what is it that makes me not remember these seasons? Well, I don't think they have some of the strongest episodes. Scooby Natural's in there, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but Scooby Natural is in there. But that doesn't warrant a good season. You know, the season finale, again, these season finales, for me, the last few seasons are messed up, except for Amara and the Men of Letters. I always have to think how the season goes on. So, you have the first season with Jack. If I'm right in thinking, season 13 ends with Dean being taken over by Michael, killing Lucifer, getting rid of Lucifer for once and all. And then Michael staying around in Dean, and it ends like that. That is a good season finale. While there's a little going on at the start of the season finale, then it strengthens up to the point at which Dean has to make this decision that will change his life for a long time, for a very long time. So yeah, that is why season 13 gets my 13th spot. So what is my season 12 spot? Well, I've gone with season 14 for my 12th spot. Why is season 14 at number 12? Why does it warrant getting better ratings for myself? It's not ratings, but why do I put it higher on the list? Well, for me, season 14 is strong. After the series, as the series gets on, and I think I may have made this point in a past video. As seasons go on, you understand that sometimes the storylines will get stretched out a little bit, because the show's been going on for so long. What else can you do with it? And that's what I feel with season 13. Season 14 brings it back to a punch of, you know, that original season. It gives you that sort of feeling. Not unlike another season on this list that is a lot higher. But yeah, that's how I feel. It's just my opinion, so please do not hate me or bite my head off. So that for me is why this season does deserve to be higher than 13. The season 14 finale, wow. It doesn't, again, like season 13, it doesn't feel like a finale at the start. It's sort of slow paced, but with a good story. Obviously God is back again, but this time with a difference. There's a gun, you know, that for me, it kicks in. It kicks in when that gun is introduced, but it really ups the ante when Dean goes to see Jack to kill him. Now, obviously, this gun is the only thing that will kill Jack. It's not the only thing. That's the reason why I did that. But it's the only thing that can get rid of Jack. God is afraid of Jack, and that is why God is involved. So Dean takes the gun to go and kill Jack, but he can't do it. Now, at this point, some of the storyline has been leaked. Like through Sam, he figures out that Chuck has been writing their life. It's all about God. God has been writing their life like it's a TV show. Very meta this late on in the season. But yeah, God has been writing their life story. And when God is pissed off, God is pissed off. Don't piss God off. And those last 5 minutes of the episode, wow. You know, Jack's killed like that. Literally like that. His eyes are gone. You know, like the way Castiel does that to demons. It's literally like that for Jack. And Jack's gone. Dead. You know, and then you've got the whole thing where God's like, you know what? I was going to leave it there. But Sam, you shot me. So fuck you. This is the end. And bang! Brilliant song, by the way. I'm sorry I haven't done my research to know exactly what song it is. God is Not on Your Side by... you know what? It's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. But yeah, it is a brilliant song, and it's a brilliant way to end the season. You know, you get all these callbacks to the Woman in White, you know, the clowns, you know, Bloody Mary style that they did in season 1. All these callbacks, and they bring them back. And season 15, wow. Okay, so I'll get on to season 15 later, but that is the reason why season 14 is in the place it is. But for me, every season before it is better. Again, just my opinion, but yeah, every season before it is better. So, what is the next season? What is my 11th spot? My 11th spot is season 8. The current season I'm actually watching. Now, for me, season 8 is one of those. It was the hardest one I had to place on the list. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, I do like the way it goes, the whole bunker thing, and I like the direction it goes in. There's some great episodes. You know, Dean comes back from purgatory. Castiel, where's Castiel? Benny. The storyline with Benny is brilliant. It's like, Dean, what the? You've gone after Sam so many times for, you know, befriending a demon, but you're befriending a vampire that was known to be a killer beforehand, and no wonder Sam's pissed off. You know, no wonder. That's where it comes in. It's a very season 1 feeling, and seasons 1 to 5 feeling, especially where Sam trusts Ruby so much, but Dean, no point does he trust her. It's just the same with Benny and Dean. Sam does not trust Benny one bit. Dean does. But in the end, it's very different because Benny comes through every single time. The way that Benny leaves is pretty sad. Dean has to kill him again to get Sam back from purgatory. This comes into the deeper meaning of the storyline. I believe that episode's Taxi Driver, they call it. But, you know, the overall story of the season is strong. Closing the gates of hell, the 3 trials, you know, it feels like a season of a show that's about supernatural beings. That's all it feels like. It really does bring that supernatural-esque. So, the season finale, when the angels fall, this is why I struggled to put this season where I put it. Because the season finale is stronger than some of the other season finales. I will give you that. One of which hasn't even aired. Yeah, you know, I was debating whether to do a video where I revealed that actually I wasn't going to reveal this video until after the series ends. But due to our little COVID-19, that's not happening. So yeah, but yeah, season 8 with the angels falling, Sam not getting on with the trials. For me, a brilliant end to the season. A season that is downright brilliant for how late in the season it is. I mean, you get like you get a lot of different little things here and there, but it is absolutely brilliant. So I absolutely love it. So what's next on my list? What is number 10? Season 11 is my number 10 spot. Again, this is a season. This is probably the only other season where I was like, where do I put this? In fact, there's a lot of the middle chunk of my list feels like that. But to put season 11 at the number 10 spot, it does feel like it's a little bit too low, because it is deserving of what it is. It is one of the best ever. It's one of the better seasons. God and Amara, you know, the whole dilemma is brilliant. The season finale, where, you know, you get like it's a little bit poor, but it sort of feels right for what we got in the season in the end. So that is why I've put season 11. You know, it's hard for me to put season 11 this low, because I absolutely love season 11. Season 11 is one of my favourite seasons. So that's my number 10 spot. So at number 9 on my list of supernatural seasons, I've got a controversial season. A season that, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, why is that not lower, or why is it not last? It gets a lot of problems. A lot of people think it's going to go last on lists. For me, it's not. I think it's a brilliant season, and that is season 11. Not season 11, sorry. And that is season 7. So, why is season 7 my number 9? Why is it so high up on the list, going towards the top? For me, I love season 7, the Leviathans. You get some great set pieces in it. You get some great episodes. Dick Roman as a character and a villain of the year, you know, the monster of the year. I honestly think it's strong. A lot of people went against it because it was, you know, one of those villains that sort of takes over the whole season. Like, there was episodes where it would start and you'd think, what's going on? It's a weird episode. It's a good episode. Then Leviathans would come in and people would say, oh, it ruins it. The season finale, a lot happens, but a lot doesn't happen at the same time. It's sort of at the lower end of the season finales for me, in my opinion. But Dean gets sent to Purgatory. That's where season 8 comes in. So that's what my opinions are on season 7. I love season 7. For me, season 7 is one of the best seasons of the series. It's one of those seasons that I actually enjoy watching every single time. It's a season I look forward to when I'm watching season 6 and I know that season 7's next. I look forward to it. Especially with season 6 being lower for me, as my opinion. So season 7 is really good. Charlie Bradbury, what a character. Bobby's death, ouch. So yeah, so that's my number 9 spot, season 7. So what's my number 8 spot? My number 8 spot is season 10. Season 10. Now, season 10 for me, it felt like it should have ended. Not with the way it ends, the season finale. Dean kills death. Hello, Amara. Enter Amara. Enter the darkness. You know, that season 10 is very strong in its episodes. Especially the way it starts as well. If I'm right in thinking, Demon, right? Very strong season start. Some very strong episodes. Wraps up a lot of stuff as well. That's went along. I thought, you know, if they were going to introduce God, they should have introduced him in season 10. Technically, he was in there in fanfiction, which is one of my favourite episodes. You know, they go to a theatre, they're doing Supernatural as a play, you know. It's brilliant. As Sam says, think of the production value. It's brilliant. Dean doesn't like it at all. But, you know, that, for me, was one of the better seasons, leading up to Amara being released. Dean and the Mark of Cain, which obviously comes into place at season 9. Maybe earlier. I can't remember. I think season 9 is the earliest it comes along. Season 10 is where they officially end it with the Mark of Cain to get rid of Abaddon, which I believe is season 9, but then it's like the Mark is still around, still got a knife. Dean's a problem. So, you know, but yeah, season 10 for me is a brilliant season, and it's a season that I love to watch every single time. And I look forward to it again with my rewatch, because I'm currently on season 8. So, yeah, so season 10 comes in at number 8. Number 7 is season 9. Season 9 has some great beats to it. You know, it adds a lot to the story. Again, this one was a hard one. I think this is up there with the season 13-14 dilemma of remembering what happens in the season, because there is so many. I'm sorry. My alarm. Silly me. Yeah. So yeah, season 9 is one of those seasons where I sort of think, what happens in it again? Where are we going with this storyline? You know, that's how I feel with it. So I can't even tell you. You know, there's a lot of things that happen. Dean dies at the end of the season, and then he becomes a demon because of the Mark of Cain, which is a great finale. It's a great way to end the season. You know, one of your characters dying, but then coming back as a demon. Demon, not demon. Demon and demon. Anyway, so yeah, season 9. There's not a lot to say about it. There's some good episodes. There's some weak episodes. My number 6 spot, I think a lot of people might hate me for, because it's a brilliant season and there is not a bad episode about it. That's season 2. You know, Sam dies at the end of the season. Dean makes his deal. Dean's going to hell next season. You know, season 2 is a brilliant season. There's no doubt about that. It continues the mythology of the season that it initially started. Are there issues? Yes, there's a ton of issues. You know, I mean, there's not a ton of issues. What I mean by that is that there's problems with the season as a sort of coming out season. It's sort of like, you know, okay, so this is a season where it starts to pick up, and it does some great episodes with it, but at the same time it falls flat. With that, again, do not hate any seasons. Season 2 for me is one of those seasons where I'm like, but, and there's a big but. I have got a big but. But no, for me personally, season 2 is better than any of the seasons from 15 all the way up to 7, in my opinion. So, for me to say that season 2 has problems, but at the same time it doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It's just after season 1, and then you got season 2, you know, Dean's, you know, Sam and Dean's dad had died. Joe's introduced. Ellen's introduced. Ashley's introduced. It's not a bad season at all, but I haven't got a lot to say about it at the same time. And that's probably where the problem comes in. So that's my season. So yeah, that's number 6. We're at the top 5, folks. We finally got there. So what is number 5 on my list? Number 5 on my list is a brilliant season. It's a season that a lot of people might think that should be number 1. But it's not number 1, unfortunately, on my list. That does not mean it deserves any less praise. And that is season 3. Yeah, season 3 is my number 5 spot. Season 3 is a bloody brilliant season. It's so short, unfortunately, because of the writer's cut. I believe it was the Red Out time, 2007, 2008. Am I right in thinking that? Show started in 2005, so the first season 2005, 2006, second season 2006. I actually got it right. Yeah. So 2007, 2008, we had the writer's strike, which took the episodes down to 16, I believe. I could be wrong there, but Dean going to hell is the big takeaway from that. You know, Dean's about to go to hell. Everyone knows about it. They've got no way of stopping it. Sam, being Sam, stupidly believes Ruby. This is where Ruby comes in, and he's like, yeah, I can help. I can, you know, I could save Dean. You can't, you fucking lying cow. Do not lie to the Winchesters. Anyway, it is a brilliant season. As I say, all the seasons are really good. They're all worth watching. Watch Supernatural. But yeah, in the season finale where Dean actually goes to hell, you know, it doesn't, again, sort of feels like an episode where it's like they're trying to wrap it up, but it's not going to quite get wrapped up because of how short. They didn't have the chance to do the episodes where like they have a little bit of fun with the season as much, because they've got such a storyline that they need to wrap up in what we're talking 4, 5, 6, 7 less episodes, 6, 7 less episodes they've got to wrap up a storyline. So you know, there's a lot for it to do, and it does it well. So it's a season that I love watching every time. So my number 4 spot is controversial in many lengths, because again, I was so tempted to put this at number 1. My top 4 were completely rearranged, and I will tell you after I tell you what season it is where I was going to put it. I was going to put this season at number 1, which would completely rearrange my seasons. I think except one season maybe. But I was going to put this at season 1. I was going to put this at number 1, but my number 4 spot is season 5. Is it number 4 spot? Sorry. Yes. Yes. My number 4 spot. My number 4 spot is season 5. Why have I put it at number 4? Because the seasons above it do something that really shakes things up. Season 5 is a brilliant season, and it wraps everything up perfectly. There are some great episodes in there, including changing channels. I think I've got that right that time. Surely, yes, I have. Surely, I have after season 4. Yeah, it's got to be. There are some great episodes in there, and it wraps the season up very well. If a series was going to end, and if it were to end at season 5 like it was meant to, just like Buffy was meant to end at season 5. If it was going to end, it would have ended at season 5, and it would have been a brilliant way to end it at season 5. It wrapped every story up very well, with no problem, and that's what I love season 5. So yeah, that there's nothing else to say. You know, you think I'd have a lot more to say about my top 5 spots numbers, but actually, you know, it's hard to talk about seasons that you love so in depth. Maybe I have spent a little bit too much time explaining why all my other seasons are lower, and not enough time on my top spots. So, my number 3 spot, I'm going to talk a lot about, and it's a season that I can't talk about the finale because it's not happened yet. Season 15. Season 15 was always going to be roughly the 3. I was really tempted to put it at number 2. I even thought putting it at number 1, but when I thought about the other seasons, you know what seasons are left, and you can probably gather what I'm going to put at number 1, but also not, because both of these, you know, all I'd say all 4, I'd say my top 5 seasons were going to be rearranged a lot, but season 15 for me was always going to be around about the middle. I was not expecting something from such a last season sort of feeling to it, which it is the last season. Not a feeling to it, but you know, it's got that ending, and they do so much in this season. We get to see a side of Sam and Dean that we've never seen before, the unlucky side. You know, before you always think, well, why are they always lucky with women? Why do they always get what they want? Why are they never in traffic jam? That sort of thing. Why does the car never break down? We get all these in one episode because God is a manipulative such and such. So yeah, season 15 is brilliant. It's not actually ended yet. There's still 7 episodes. 7 episodes, and I'm going to do 7 videos on those 7 episodes when they air. But season 15 is a brilliant season. Each episode gives you a little bit of what we've had before. You know, you have some returning characters, like, you know, Genevieve Padalecki now. She wasn't Genevieve Padalecki then. Can't remember what her last name was then, back then. But, you know, she married Jared. She married Sam Winchester in real life. So, she comes back into it, and you've got an episode which is kind of meta and funny at the same time as good. Where they bring Ruby and Danielle Eccles' character, Anil, it's something like that. Anal? No, it's not anal. They bring those 2 characters together, and it's sort of like an in-joke of, hey, that's my wife, hey, that's my wife, let's put them together in an episode, and that's what it's like. But there's some of great episodes. Lilith comes back, which is a shocker of an episode. It's such a good episode. You think something normal's happening, the kills, and then it's sort of like, okay, Dean goes to check up on the girl that's there, that was taken by the wolves. Falls into that, and you think, shit, what's going on? This is a failure of like a regular sort of episode. And then all of a sudden she wakes up, and it's revealed that she's Lilith. and she was just playing the boys. God brought her back for a reason. Whatever reason that is, that hasn't actually been shown. She could be dead now because there was a confrontation between Michael slash Adam. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there was a confrontation between Lilith and Michael slash Adam. And Michael sort of did that. I think there was the white flash, and so we don't know if she's dead or not. She hasn't reappeared since then. So yeah, so that is why the season is the way it is. So yeah, there are some great episodes in it, and it's gonna feel weird without the shower in. Thank God there are 15 seasons to reminisce about. Cannot wait for my son to be old enough to watch them, so I can watch them with him and watch his reaction and be like, hopefully he will like the show. I'm not going to force it on him, but you know that would be cool to watch. That's the next time I want to rewatch it after this rewatch is probably when my son's old enough. My son's currently 5. How old was I when I started watching it? Was I 15? That would be ironic if I was 15 when I'm talking about season 15. 2005. I was born in 93. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. I was 12 when the show started, so maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait those 7 years before my son starts watching it. Anyway, so season 15, there's not much else I can say about it. It's a brilliant season. I cannot wait to see it. How it ends and what else they've got for us. I know there are some returning characters coming back, like Uriel. Uriel's coming back. The actual actor who played Uriel's coming back. So how are they bringing him back? He's dead. God brought him back to take the piss with the Winchesters or something. You know, will Uriel help the Winchesters, or will Uriel be a pain in the arse like he was the original time he was in? Speaking of Uriel, speaking of angels, my season 2 spot. Again, my season 1 and my season 2 spot. My number 2 and my number 1 spots were the hardest for me to place. Because these were definitely going to be the other way around for a long time. But I had to put this one next. Season 4 is number 2. So why have I put season 4 at number 2 and not number 1? I'll get to that later. But season 4 is a brilliant episode. It does a lot to It opens up a new door with angels, which is bloody brilliant. I've never seen anything quite like it. So yeah, it opens up a new door with angels being introduced. Dean comes back from hell after his little trip. You know, and there's a lot of story to tell. Lucifer gets released at the end of season 4. Yeah, Lucifer. So, you know, you get a lot of brilliance in this season. You know, Castiel is introduced, who's my God, Castiel is one of the best outsider characters in a series ever. He's not an outsider later in the season, but when he's introduced as an outsider character, he's a brilliant character that's introduced, and a character that I'm so glad stuck around for so long. They were only planning on using Castiel for a couple of episodes, but he was so praised that he got kept around, and luckily he got kept around because he became the 3rd member of our crew, basically the Winchester family, the Winchester Team Free Will. So yeah, season 4 brings a lot to the seasons as overall. As I say, it opens up doors for brand new storylines with angels. You know, you think angels, you think, oh, that's what you think when you think about angels. And they're more, it's sort of like they are dicks, as Dean says, complete dicks. And Sam gets quite upset about it because, you know, he's thinking, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, not my god. You know, there's a scene like that. So, you know, so yeah, so that's my number 2 spot, season 4. So my number 1 spot. What is my number 1 spot? Season 1. Yeah. A lot of people might disagree with me why I put season 1 at season 1, but I personally don't care because it's my opinion. You shouldn't care either. Everyone's allowed their own opinion, so don't be like that. So yeah, season 1 is brilliant. You know, it sets up everything. You know, from John Winchester going missing, Mary's death prior to the season starting. It's beat for beat for beat. Jessica gets killed the same way as his mom. Sam's girlfriend gets killed the same way as his mom, which is so powerful. And it's just beat after beat after beat after beat. You know, you get everything is introduced in this season. From ghosts, which is what you start with, ghosts, and then it goes on to weird Wendigo, and then it goes on to a weird water creature. We're not going to talk about that. I think this season definitely has the 2 weakest episodes, and it's that water episode, and which is a ghost. It is a ghost, and bugs. We're not going to talk about bugs anyway. And then episode 4 is the first ever demon episode, and you find that Dean's got fear of airplanes. And when you first watch the season, it's like, that's quite funny, the way he reacts to it. When you rewatch the season, that becomes, oh my god, Dean, you poor bastard. It literally becomes like that. It's so cringeworthy, me laughing. Anyway, so my number season 1 is absolutely brilliant. As I say, it sets up the season perfectly. As season 1s go, I think it's the strongest out of any show. You know, if I were to list a couple of shows right now, Buffy, season 1. It's not my favourite. It's not my least favourite, but it's not my favourite. Angel, season 1. You could argue that Angel season 1 is probably the best out of all the seasons of Angel. I don't agree with that, as we'll find out in a later video. You know, Smallville, season 1, it kind of bores me. You know, it's good that it sets. I mean, each of these seasons has something in common, and they perfectly set up their series as they go on. But for me, Supernatural is as first season goes. It's a brilliant. There's no 2 ways about it. So for me, season 1 of Supernatural is perfection. The ending of season 1, it's, as I said before, it certainly doesn't have the best finale. So let's have a general talk about Supernatural for a couple of minutes. I know this video's gone on for so long, so you know, my number 1 spot is season 1. It started it all. There's no more to say about it. Why do I love Supernatural so much? Why is Supernatural my top season? My top series? I don't know. Maybe is there a sort of relation to it? No. Can I relate with the characters? Yes. I mean, like the way Dean is with his emotions is a lot. I get upset about things. My life is not a-okay. My life is not perfect. I certainly don't have the money to live on a life of premium and leisure. You know, I have to work for the money I get, and then at the same time I don't actually use that money for myself sometimes. So you know, there's a lot that, you know, a man can sometimes be looked at very differently. You know, they always seem to be looked at as immature. Not all men. I'm not saying it's all men, but men can be looked at in a different way to women, the sensitive side of things. So, so for me to connect with Dean Winchester in that way, with the emotions, at least there's one thing that I could actually say is similar to Dean Winchester. Can't say anything else because look at me. But you know, second video. What's next? What's my next video? Okay, so I need to clear up something with a lot of you. I know that my videos have been sporadic in the way they are delivered when I get them out. It's simply because I haven't got the money and I'm not living on my own. I have to do my videos and I have to schedule my videos around when my dad is at work because I live with my dad. So that is why all my videos come out sporadically. Yeah, I could film them whenever and then release them on a particular day. But I am aiming for the weekly video sort of thing and maybe get more and more. What's my next video? My next video would be a Buffy rating system. I will have my initial talk because don't forget I did my initial Supernatural review and feelings on the seasons and the series as a whole. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing a Buffy video based on the whole series, what I'll do is I will do my rankings. But they're not rankings. But I will do my list and then I will go into a deep conversation about Buffy and what Buffy does. Right. That is how I will structure that video. So it's going to be very different, but it's going to basically be the 2 videos of Supernatural I've done in one for Buffy. So yeah, that was my video on Supernatural. More to come on Supernatural, as I say. Once the series gets started, I will get into it. I'm going to do a news sort of thing update on things that I like. Some stuff I've found out recently that will be interesting. There's a lot to talk about, so I might do a long, lengthy video on that. But yeah, thank you for watching. I have been Scribbo, and this has been Scribblosphere. Thank you, and goodbye. Please like, comment, and subscribe, by the way. Goodbye.